Hi folks, Colin here. So what we're going to be talking about today is puppy socialisation in the first crucial weeks. How are you, mate?
I'm terrific, how's that?
Oh, look at that, he's up against the wall as well. Good stuff. Okay, that's fantastic.
That was through there, but anyway, I managed to do it. I just couldn't get in, but we're here now.
No problem. Now, Gaz, when you get the puppy home, there's a couple of interesting things in your book about what the pup's going to be feeling on the way home and when you get it there for the first few evenings. So what are your tips there when you first get the pup home?
When you get the pup home, don't take him before 8 weeks of age, and when you get the pup and get him back home, remember he's away from his mother and also the litter mates. So the important thing is that what a lot of people actually do is that they keep the dog away from everything and don't socialise the dog. I'll get more to that in a minute, but when you get the dog home or the puppy home, get the pup home and make sure the dog does not sleep in the bedroom. That's number one. So have the dog with a sweaty shirt that's got the family smell and everything all over it. Put it in a crate, and crate training the pups are also really good, because if you put them in a transport kennel in a high traffic area of the house, you can play with the pup in the yard, you can play with it in the house, then put it back in a little safe area where it's got a nice sheepskin rug and water and everything in there, and that way the pup will learn to settle in and become independent. Now, if that pup, and this is the big thing where you see a lot of conflicting reports, is it best that the pup stays in the bedroom? Is it best that the dog sleeps in bed with you? And my answer to that is definitely 100% no, because what actually happens there, and this is before we even get into the socialisation, even if the pup is taken at the correct age of 8 weeks of age and then goes into the bedroom, what actually happens there, that pup then becomes super dependent on the owner very, very quickly, and then also you re-establish the rank structure with the pup, that the pup thinks himself as, let's say, for example, number two. So you've got the owner, pup sleeps next to him, and the rest of the family's outside and they're part of the siblings or whatever. So next thing you have a dog that spends the whole time dependent on one particular person and ignoring the rest of the pack that will just tolerate them and always want to be with them. So it is a fast way, having a dog sleep in the bedroom, of making the dog super dependent on the owner. And I'll get in more on what some of the problems are with dependency in a minute.
Yeah, we come across that a little bit. Separation anxiety often results in barking, and quite often the dogs are, the owners don't know that the dog's been barking when they're been away, and the first they hear about it is that the neighbours have put a nasty letter in their letterbox, or they get a knock on the door from the Shire Ranger. So if that does happen, folks, just remember that it takes a lot of courage for someone to knock on your door or put a letter in the letterbox. We do have a blog post on this as well, and by the time the neighbours knock on the door, they've had it up to here with your barking dog. So be very don't be so hard on them for telling you the dog's barking, because they've probably been putting it up for a while. So Gary, good point. Don't let the dogs sleep in the bed with you at night, because that could create dependency issues and also hierarchy issues in the family pack and result in problems there.
Okay, so that's the dependency side, which is created by sleeping in the bedroom. Now, when you get the pup home at 8 weeks of age, you want to try and get him as independent as possible. So you've got to get the puppy used to spending long periods of time on his own. So in other words, you crate him overnight in a high traffic area and give him chill out time for like 2 hours or 3 hours outside or in the shed or in the backyard. So that way you're teaching the dog to be independent right from the start. When that pup is born, he's with his litter mates and his mother, and if he goes straight from the mother straight home with you, then becomes dependent on you sleeping in the bedroom, then that dog's going to become dependent and has never been solo in his life, and that's going to create other problems. Now, the second thing that happens there is that in the socialisation period, and I've done extensive study on this around the world, I've done dog bite prevention seminars all over the world, and one of the biggest problems that happens at the end result, which you were saying before, the barking and the neighbour, okay, that's the end result. Biting a person, biting other dogs, end result, but it happens with a series or a chain of events to get to that stage. Now, usually what happens is that when I go and see problems with the owners, with their dogs there, we establish all the problems the dog has, and then we realise the dog hasn't had any socialisation. So I ask them these questions. I say to them, okay, when you got the dog home at 8 weeks of age, what did you do with them? So we kept him until he had all his needles. This is an important one. I was okay, how long did you keep him away from? They say, we kept him until about 16 to 18 weeks of age. And the next question I asked them is that, who told you to do that? And every time, nearly 10 out of 10 cases, the vet told them to do that. Now, this is the problem here. The most important part of the dog's development or puppy's development is the critical period. And it's called critical period because it's critical, and they have to be socialised heavily within that time frame. If they are not, you're going to have problems later on down the track. So the first professional the person sees is the vet. The vet tells them to keep the puppy away, so they do what he says and keeps them in the backyard. Now you've got a dog which is totally unsocialised to the outside world, to the outside environment, to people and dogs, okay? Now that's the problem there. Now what happens from here is that when you take the dog out for the first time at say 16 to 18 weeks of age, he's now paranoid or a bit unsure, and he walks out in public and goes, my God, what is all this? So now you've got a puppy with a high suspicion level that's freaked out with other dogs and freaked out with people, and will react with either suspicion or aggression based in fear, or just straight submission towards that object what he's scared of. And this is because he's an unsocialised dog. What that creates is that when the pup's unsure, the outside world, everything on the other side of that fence is foreign to that puppy. So now that pup just latches onto mum's leg like, the apron strings, and just, mum, don't leave me alone, don't leave me alone. So now the puppy becomes super dependent on the owner. And some of the problems that dependency happens, now this is created, 1, sleep in the bedroom, 2, no socialisation. Now, some of the problems that happen, you think, okay, the pup's dependent, big deal. So here's a list of problems that happens when you have a dog that's dependent on the owner. The first thing that will happen is that the pup will follow you around everywhere you go. He's your second shadow. So you're walking around, that pup's just you go to the toilet, the dog's trying to get in the toilet. You go to the bathroom, the dog's trying to get in the bathroom. The dog's trying to get to you. So now this puppy is absolutely OCD to be with you the whole time, and that's the first problem. They also are chronic lickers, so they're constantly licking your skin to get as much odour, and they're always sticking the nose in your groin and your armpit and with your breath and that. Now the reason they're odour-based like this is because if you go back to when the puppy is, say, for example, 3 weeks of age, and you get that pup and you take it away from the litter and move it, say, 20 feet away, that pup's going to be whinging and whining, trying to get back to the scent pool of mum and the litter mates. So the pup just wants to get in, and when the dog's on mum's teeth, he's suckling away and breathing in mum's body odour, so that becomes a pacifier. So when the dog becomes dependent on the new owner, it's not loyalty, it's dependency. That dog wants to be within your scent pool, so the dog spends the whole time sniffing your breath, sniffing your armpit, sniffing your crutch, doing that whole lot and trying to be within your scent pool. And that's the first thing that happens. Now, when that pup gets a little bit older, the dog's still paranoid about the outside world, but his confidence level is a bit stronger on the inside of that barrier, which is the security blanket of the fence. And next thing, a dog walks past and the dog goes, my God, what the hell's that? The dog, woo, and barks. And he'll probably stand back about 20 feet. His hair's going to come up on his back and maybe on his bum, and he's going to bark. And that's aggression based in fear. Now, there's no reason that dog should be suspicious of another dog besides no socialisation. That's what's made him paranoid. So everything that happens was for a reason, and that reason was no socialisation in that critical period. Now, once they get a bit older, their confidence level starts to go up a little bit more, and where at the start the puppy might see something that he's never seen before and might roll over and submit to it, but as he gets older, he then starts to go and growls.
Okay, great points there. Say that again.
Trish is a beautiful person, great dog trainer. We're really lucky to have her in the industry.
Awesome. G'day, Trish. Thanks for tuning in. Now, my big question would be, okay, because the reason why the vets are saying this is because there's problems that if dogs go outside and they get in touch with the feces from other dogs, they can catch disease. Now, that's the vet side of thing. That's why they're saying that. Now, we know and understand from what you've just said that it's important to socialise dogs. So how do we do that without getting a risk of disease, but making sure we get those crucial weeks of socialisation? And I do have a question in a minute from Kerry as well. So, Kerry, I've pinged that. So back to Gaz, 1 second.
Yeah, exactly right. And look, with the vet surgery, it's the same place where they treat dogs for parvo and kennel cough, and a lot of the time they have puppy preschools at the same place there as well. So it's a bit of a controversial thing. You stay away. Some of the things that you can do to protect your dog from parvo as well as the vaccinations. You can socialise the dog, say, at cricket games, soccer games. Take them to different places, but avoid places like pounds, dog parks. Dog parks are full of disease and kennel cough. There's always problems there. Most dogs run around, you don't know what's vaccinated and so on. So you just avoid those highly contaminated areas, and then just take them to areas where, for a flea market on a Sunday, try to avoid a lot of grass areas where there's going to be pork around. So you can take them for a walk down the street and things like this. One of the things that that the pup needs a lot of socialisation with his people. When you get a pup which is totally unsocialised with people right from start, where the dog only knows his owner. Now, a good equation here is that temperament plus environment equals behaviour. So if you've got a genetically hard character dog and you give them absolutely no socialisation, that dog will become dependent on the owner, get separation anxiety, then become overprotective, and then want to attack other people. And the whole chain of events happen because of no socialisation. So whatever pup you got at 8 weeks of age, get it out to the flea markets, get it out to the cricket games, let it see lots of people, and even get other people to take the pup for a walk or do sleepovers, all sorts of things, but just avoid those highly contaminated areas. One simple little trick is make sure you've got your phone number. It doesn't matter if the dog's microchipped, it obviously does, but have your phone number on the tag. And the reason being is that if your pup gets out, no one's going to know who owns the pup, so they're going to ring the council going to take to the pound, and then your dog's going to probably end up with parvo or kennel cough. But with the tag, people just give your number a call, and then you can pick up the pup from there. So that's another little tip.
Yeah, brilliant. No, that sounds good. We're a great advocator of putting phone numbers on, because we have our radio pet barrier that people have for their dogs, and the biggest thing is that the dogs end up down the pound and it costs you a lot of money, but all you need is a simple phone number on the dog's tag. And secondary to that, we recommend people get microchipping on their dogs as well. But if your dog's getting out and you're worried about it, folks, give us a call for the radio pet barrier to stop dogs escaping. The other thing is, Gary, you can invite, puppy clubs or puppy socialisation groups, which are obviously going to be run in socialised things. Or if you know someone who's got a puppy, which wouldn't be uncommon, the two puppies can get together, provided they're disease-free.
Yeah, and look, one of the things that with the puppy preschools, there's a lot of them run by vets, there's a lot of them run by trainers and different groups and that. Basically, in the critical period, if the pup's, say, about 10 weeks or 12 weeks of age and they're going to puppy preschool and that, you don't want the pup to have a bad experience there. And there's been many pups that have had bad experiences by being exposed to a pup for the first time, and you've got like a big doofus German Shepherd puppy that goes and jumps on him or bites him and that. And if the pup gets a bad experience in that early time, that can actually turn the dog to be fearful or aggression-based and fear towards other dogs. And sometimes for life, sometimes it might be just like a similar dog to the dog that attacked him. Others it can be towards all dogs. And they might react with, for example, they see a dog and the first reaction they do is just roll over and submit, or they might just put their hair up and start growling and barking at it. But that comes from a bad experience. So the important stuff is that during that critical period, try not to give that pup any bad experiences at all. So heavy socialisation in a controlled environment and avoid high-risk areas. And when you introduce them with other pups and that, get the pup, make sure that the pups are not going to be too boisterous for your dog and scare the hell out of them. So that's another tip as well. And
we do look forward to having you on again. And look, if you're a ranger watching this, you can actually contact Gaz, and he does come out and do bite training, etc. What do you do, Gaz, when you go out to see the shires?
Yeah, we do dog bite prevention around the world. So the animal control officers, we go there and teach them how to get in and out of yards without being attacked by dogs, and how to defend yourself in a dog attack, and also canine body language as well. So it's a big thing. I travel all over Australia doing this, and also do tours in New Zealand as well. So it's pretty good. Now, we've also got just a quick one as well. The book that's available, you can actually go to the website and you can put your name down. We send you a notification, and you will get a copy of the pre-release. So you can book that down. We'll let you know when the pre-release is out, and you'll get that about 4 weeks before it goes public. And also, since we've been on there, we get a notification after notification. We've had a bucket load of downloads of the book, so that's been happening at the moment, which is great. So people are taking advantage of that $10 offer.
Awesome. Thanks again, Gaz, and we'll keep plugging that around the web and boost that a little bit. Thank you for all the likes, folks. And one final goodbye to Gaz. We'll sign off now. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Okay, folks, thanks very much for that. If you want any more information about that book or anything, then jump online and go and visit gazjackson.com or give us a call. If you are getting a puppy, I suggest you go and take up that offer, because that's very good value, and it'll give you so many insights to help make sure that your puppy is socialised really well and you don't end up with some of the issues that you could end up with in the future. So bye for now. Thank you so much. See you, Trish. Thanks for tuning in. Maybe we can have a chat to you about your speciality sometime in the new year as well. All right. Cheers, guys. Bye.